One of the challenges people have when it comes to public speaking is stage fright, glossophobia. Glosso and phobia. Glosso means tongue and phobia means fear. So the fear of the tongue. People are afraid to speak in public. Why? Fear is a very major issue, and it paralyzes action, and when there's no action, there's no progress. But here's one thing I want you to remember. Every speaker you ever have met has some stage fright, has it there on the inside. The difference is that they have mastered the stage fright, or they have reduced the fear such that you don't see it or sense it. But every speaker has some stage fright. So what we intend to help you is not necessarily terminate it, because you really cannot terminate it, but to reduce its intensity such that it doesn't prevent you from being who you're supposed to be. Now, how do we want to begin with stage fright? I'll give you the first point you to write down. Write down the word attitude. Attitude. Your attitude is everything. Now, if you keep thinking that you can't speak in public, if you keep feeling that you can't speak in public, if you keep saying that you can't speak in public, you won't speak in public. If you think right, you are right. If you think negative, you're also right. So you need to believe and to think the fact that, look, I can be a blessing to people. And yes, you can. If you have a message, then you have to have that thinking that you can become a blessing to people. That's where it all begins. Your attitude. And your attitude is a combination of your thinking, your saying, your feeling, and your behaving. Your thinking, your saying, your feeling, and your behaving all sums up to make your attitude. So your attitude is important. Have you ever seen a kid before put up a very nasty attitude and you tell the child, I don't like the attitude, stop putting up that attitude, I don't like it? It simply means that your attitude can be acted. You didn't get that. Your attitude can be acted. You act what you want to be. You pretend. Speaking is an art. Speaking is an art that is acted. Speaking is an art that is acted. And when you see a speaker do well on stage, any stage, he is most likely acting. Now here's the beautiful thing about acting. Acting precedes feelings. You act first and your feelings join you later. So you've got to understand that if you want to quickly overcome stage fright, you want to act. You want to assume that attitude. Act as if you're a confident speaker. And how do you go about doing this? The way you dress is important, very, very important. The way you smile, the way you carry your body, the way you move your body, because it sends signals to your emotion. It sends signals to your biochemistry that you are acting and you have the right attitude and you want to express and show confidence. Does it make any sense at all to you? So attitude is important. The second thing I want you to write down your note is aptitude. What? Aptitude. Aptitude. What is aptitude? Aptitude means intelligence. Aptitude means preparedness. Aptitude means capacity. When you develop some intelligence, when you prepare thoroughly about the presentation, there's a certain level of confidence that comes with preparation. There's a certain level of mastery that is associated with thoroughness. So be thorough, be prepared about what you're about to prepare or what about you give as a presentation. So when is a speaker prepared? A speaker is prepared when four things are in place. One, he knows his subject matter. He's very diligent in his study. He knows what he's about to say. A speaker is prepared when he has analyzed the audience. He knows what kind of audience he's going to speak to. A speaker is also prepared when he knows the purpose or the outcome, what he wants to achieve. And then a speaker is prepared when he knows the sequence, the arrangement of his thoughts. So aptitude simply speaks of the intelligence of the speaker. If you're going to succeed as a speaker and if you're going to overcome stage fright or reduce its intensity in your life, then you need to understand that your attitude and your aptitude is quite both important. As a matter of fact, put this in your notes: attitude plus aptitude equals confidence. Acting, thinking, feeling, that's attitude, plus preparedness, thoroughness, intelligence is aptitude equals confidence. And that's how to grow your confidence. So when you learn these principles of developing confidence, it will help you to become a more interesting speaker. Here's why. Confidence convinces. Confidence convinces. Confidence is a platform for the display of charisma. If you see a charismatic speaker, someone who literally dances on stage, speaks on stage, is that person has developed some amount of confidence. And confidence is a platform for the display of charisma. So how do you overcome stage fright? I'll give you a few tips that will help you. As we explore the subject of developing self-confidence and overcoming stage fright, a few things I'd like to share with you about your physiology and your psychology. What do I mean by your physiology? Your physiology is your body configuration, how your body moves. Do you know that your thoughts can be observed in your body language? Do you know that your body language is the expression of your emotions and your thoughts, and that your mind is revealed through your body language? When you see a person that is tired, don't you see it in his body? When you see a person that is not confident, don't you see it in his body? And in psychology, we call your body language or your body your physiology, how you move your body. Powerful movement will increase your psychology. I'll explain that later. But just understand that physiology is your body. The next thing we want to look at is your psychology. How robust your psychology is, your mind, your mental framework. You've got to be positive about that. Whatever you do to your body will affect your mind, and whatever you do to your mind will affect your body. So here's what's up. If you stand straight, confident, speak up loudly, confidence will come to you. You feel the emotions of confidence by rearranging your body. If you stand straight, chest out, project your voice, you will have confidence, because action precedes feelings. Before you climb the stage to speak, do some exercises. Say some things to stimulate your body or stimulate your mind, knowing that there's a nexus between your physiology and your psychology. There's a relationship, or strong relationship. And whatever you do to your mind affects your body. Whatever you do to your body affects your mind. Whatever you do to your physiology affects your psychology. And whatever you do to your psychology affects your physiology. So let's go into some tips on how you can learn and overcome stage fright. Number one, stand on the stage and speak some more. Always find a way to speak in groups of 2, 3, 5, 10. The more you speak, the more you convert fear into love. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Do the things that you fear, and the death of fear is certain." You are afraid of what is afraid of you. Do the things you fear. Engage life. Engage your fear, and the death of your fear is certain. Be bold. Be bold. Norman Vincent Peale said, "Be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid." So that's the first thing. Find a way to stand on the stage some more and practice and practice. Number two way to overcome stage fright is to prepare thoroughly, to make sure that you have thorough knowledge about what you're discussing about. If you know your subject very well, there will be no fear. There is no fear in knowledge. So know what you are talking about, and there will be no fear. Number three way is to have conviction and passion about what you're talking about. Now, there is no love in fear. There is no fear in passion. If you're passionate about climate change, if you're passionate about enterprise, if you're passionate about success, if you had a bitter experience and you want to share that experience, there will be no fear. There will be no stage fright. So speak around things and subject matters that that have so much conviction about. Now, you notice that people who are afraid often are not very they have not gained mastery in that subject. So speak on subjects you have mastery over, and speak on subjects that you are passionate about, and there will be no fear. I'll give you some more. There's something called self-starters. What is a self-starter? A self-starter are words or physical activities you do to your body or do to your mind to get yourself going. For example, there's certain words you can use to yourself. Go, George. You know, your mind responds to your words. Your mind responds to your words. Go, George, you can do this. You're prepared for this. You've done all you need to do. You know, go. So you can say that, and just by saying that, you start yourself. How do you get started? Find those words, find those physical activities that get you started. I mean, if you go to watch a football match, you see how when they substituted the footballer and the footballer is coming in, there's certain things he does with his body. He shakes his hands, shakes his head, shakes his legs, and he's doing everything to get started. So get yourself started. Top speakers get started. They use words, they shout, they scream just to get started. They even pray, they listen to stuff to get started. So use self-starters to start yourself as you climb up the stage. Another way to open your presentation is to pose confidently. There is a confidence pose. Remember that your physiology affects your psychology. If you stand confident, if you smile at the audience, if you look at them boldly, you'll be surprised at how confident you can be. So there is a confident pose. Learn how to send signals to your mind that you are confident by posing properly. If you imagine yourself doing badly, getting the audience to boo you, that's most likely how you start feeling in your body, and that's most likely how it'll play out. So you can do a mental rehearsal, imagining yourself deliberately sitting down and imagining yourself doing that presentation very powerfully, seeing yourself dressed well, seeing yourself looking at the audience, imagine them respond to you. Now, in neuro-linguistic programming, there is something we call associated states and dissociated states. What does that mean? If you view yourself, can you imagine yourself in a picture? Can you see yourself dressed with your suit or your dress in a picture? Can you do that? Can you do that? Okay, some people can do that. Some people can see themselves in a picture in their minds. So can you imagine yourself in a picture? See yourself standing on the stage, speaking to the crowd, doing very well, and then doing a very fantastic presentation. Can you imagine yourself doing that? Now, can you also imagine yourself looking at the audience? Looking at the audience, not you, not seeing yourself, looking at the audience and speaking to them. And when you look at yourself in the picture of your mind and you see yourself, that is called dissociated states. That is, you have separated yourself. You are seeing you speaking to the audience and doing so well. When you see the audience with your eye, with mind eye, and not see yourself, see the audience, that is called the associated states. So we have two kinds of states. We have the dissociated states, and then we have the associated states. Now, why is that important? When you see yourself doing so well, you are inspired to join mentally with that person you see and to do just what you've seen in your mind. And so you can do mental rehearsal. It's actually a visualization technique that will help you. You sit down, you close your eyes, and you begin to imagine. You separate yourself, see yourself dressed well in the outfit you're going to wear, and you see the audience responding positively to you. You see those pictures will stimulate your emotions and you'll be so excited, and then you come back together in your mind's eye, and then you see the audience and you most likely do well. Doing this mental rehearsal again and again will increase dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter in your mind that boosts your confidence and makes you feel motivated. So mental rehearsal is another way to quell, to reduce fear. The other suggestions I'd like to share with you: before you climb the stage to speak, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathing in buoys your spirit and gives you such confidence to speak in public. So this is important. One final thing I'll give to you as a tip that will help you as a public speaker and that will help you in communication. Pick a friendly face. Somebody in the audience wants you to do well. When you stand the stage and you look at the audience, look for somebody who is smiling at you, who is cheering you up, and use that to gain confidence. So these tips I've shared with you will help you to overcome stage fright. Remember all we've said today. We have mentioned that, you see, public speaking and developing confidence as a public speaker stems from your attitude and your aptitude. Attitude plus aptitude equals confidence. Attitude, you act it up, you pretend. Your attitude is the sum total of your thoughts, your thinking, your speaking, your feeling, and your behaving. We said that. And we also said that your aptitude is your intelligence, how prepared you are about your presentation, or how thorough you are, how much mastery you have about that presentation. So when you combine these two together, you will have confidence, so much confidence. We also said strikingly that what goes on in your body affects your mind, and what goes on in your mind affects your body. What goes on in your physiology affects your psychology, and what goes on in your psychology affects your physiology. The two work together. So if I want to make my mind excited, robust, all I simply have to do is stimulate my body, and I'll stimulate my mind. If I want to get my mind active, I'll stimulate my body, and then my mind is activated. Activate my mind, and my body is activated. Then we shared a few tips that can help you to overcome stage fright. For example, we said, speak about what you love. Speak about what you love. We said, speak about what you're passionate about. We also said, find a way to hold the mic and speak some more. Because when you do that, your fear turns into love. You know, when you do the things you fear, the death of fear is certain. We also said you should prepare thoroughly. To have a sense of preparedness, practice your lines again and again. That sense of preparedness will add to your confidence. You know, your part of your preparedness is dressing well. Part of your preparedness is knowing your subject matter. Part of your preparedness is knowing what audience you're speaking to. And then we also said that it's very, very important that you do mental rehearsals. Mental rehearsals. Imagine yourself doing well. We also said something about being passionate about what you're speaking about. And many other tips. Picking up a friendly face, posing confidence, speaking confidently, breathing in and out. All these techniques using self-starters to start yourself. All these techniques will help you to speak well and will give you the confidence you need to give top delivery and to speak very, very